Hey, Vlad here, devinsider.com, and welcome to another video. Today we're building something really cool and something really simple. In this video over here, I said that one day we're going to build a tool which will contain only a few lines of code, and we will also make it publicly accessible. Well, today's the day. Unfortunately, we won't be able to make it publicly accessible though, and I'll come to that point later. Okay, so what are we building today? This over here is my Twitter account. Now let me zoom in a little bit. So as a YouTuber, I have an opportunity to tick a checkbox in the settings of my YouTube channel. And then every time a video is published, YouTube automatically posts a message to my Twitter feed. So the message contains the name of the video and then a colon and then the space and then the link to the video. And it also says via YouTube. And this is a link to YouTube's Twitter account. Okay, and this is what we're building today for Discord. And if you've never heard about Discord, you can go to discord.com. They recently purchased this domain. Before that, they had discordapp.com. This is why it's going to redirect us to discordapp.com. And they market it as a massive chat tool for gamers, but it's actually so much more. So essentially what they did is they took IRC, TeamSpeak, Skype, Slack, put it all together, took the best parts of it, and made a great tool. And again, it's marketed for gamers, but it's actually so much more. So I have my Discord over here. Let me bring it in. And as you can see, because it's for gamers and gamers stream a lot, it actually understands that my recording software is running, so it enabled the streamer mode. So it hides some sensitive information. Okay, so on the left here, if you've never seen Discord, you got the servers, or sometimes they're referred to as guilds. And this is my server, devinsider.com. If you want to join it, just go to discord.devinsider.com. And it's typical for servers to have announcement channels. So these are text channels and these are voice channels. So it's typical to have announcement channels. So this is an announcement channel where announcements are get posted to. This is, for example, a Discord developers server, which is quite big. Actually, let me maximize that. So it's quite big, and it has an announcement channel where they post, well, announcements. And this is what we want to do. So what we want to do is we want to create a server, which is absolutely free. Click over here, create a server. Let's call it server name. It's in Central Europe, but this can be changed later, even after the server is created. And all of a sudden we have a server, and there's a text channel, there's a voice channel, and we automatically connected to the voice channel, but we don't need that. Let's disconnect. All right, so let's create another channel called announcement. Announcements. I hope I didn't butcher it. All right, create channel. So then if we click on edit channel over here, there is a tab called webhooks, and it says streamer mode is enabled, but fortunately I can disable it. Let's create a webhook. We're going to call it YouTube. And we could upload an image, but I'm just not going to do that for now. And this is the webhook URL. This is all that we need for today. We're going to play with webhook URLs today, okay? So I'm just going to copy it and save that. And by the way, in a later point in time, we can go and edit and also remove the webhook from here. Let's go to edit. So the webhook is still there and it can be copied again, okay? And if security is compromised, then this webhook can be removed and just a new one created. Also, you can create multiple webhooks for many reasons. So what are webhooks for? So webhooks are an easy way to create a bot. So what is a bot? A bot is an account, in this case on Discord, which is not a person. So usually bots can send messages, listen to messages. They can accomplish like many tasks, but this is a very simple way to do that with webhooks. And because it's a simple way, what we can do with the bot is very limited. In fact, the only thing that we can do is we can post we can post messages to only this channel. Okay, so I still have it in my clipboard, the webhook. So I'm just gonna paste it in Sublime and increase the font a little bit. Okay, maximize it. That's too much actually. Okay, so basically all we need to do in this video is we need to post a message, in our case we're going to use JSON, to this URL, https://discordapp.com API webhooks. This is the ID of the webhook, and this is a secret token. This is why the streaming mode warned me that it's not going to show this tab because this is a secret token. This is not something that you can give to other people. Okay. In fact, in my Spotify Sublime series, I was hoping that it would be so easy to talk to Spotify like this, that I would be able to just go somewhere and generate this webhook, but it wasn't possible because Spotify decided to expose some very sensitive information, so they had to go this full OS2 route. Okay, so before we continue with this video, I have to say that this whole video could have been done in like a few minutes. In fact, I did that. So there are two versions of this video. One is for YouTubers who just want to use it, and this one is for developers, where we just talk about what happens behind the scenes a bit more explicitly. Okay, so if you're new to HTTP or to, I don't know, maybe front-end development, there are literally thousands of ways to post requests to a URL. I'm going to talk about 3, and I'm going to show you how to do this in 2 ways. So the first way is sort of naive, but it's super simple, which is why I'm gonna mention it. So if you just happen to learn JavaScript these days, or any other front-end language, which compiles to JavaScript in the end of the day, what you can do is you can just go to your browser, open a new tab, or it doesn't matter, and just press inspect. Or you can press F12, which does the same thing, and you can click on console, and whatever you type in here is JavaScript, right? So you can just use vanilla JavaScript to post, use the XHR object to post requests. Also, since we're already talking about it, like a bunch of libraries in JavaScript or in any other languages can do this. Obviously, jQuery can do that. What I'm going to show you guys also is a library called Axios. I've never used it, oh, actually, I just noticed that I opened a whole new window. I didn't want to open a new window. I wanted to open a new tab. So there's a library called Axios. So if you just say JS Axios, AXIOS, step and press enter, and this is going to be the first one you're going to find. I'm not giving you the link because it's so weird. It's the name is hard to pronounce. It's MZA Brisky. Anyway, so this is a library. It's promise based, so it's not super for beginners. But if you just scroll down a bit, this is how easy it is to post requests. You just say axios.get. In our case, it's not going to be a get request, so we need to do a post, and you give it the URL, you give it the JSON, and so on. So play around with that. It's a really cool library, but I've never used it. I just heard, I follow some front-end channels on YouTube, and all of them recommend it. All right, so this is not what we're going to do in this video. What we're going to do is we're going to use curl, and we're going to use postman later. So so first of all, there's a tool called curl. It is sometimes pronounced as CURL, but it's spelled as CURL, right? And a bunch of people call it curl. I call it curl. You can call it whatever like. It's a very old tool, and it's a very established tool, and it works. The only downside of it is that it's terminal based. Okay. And what we're going to do first is I'm going to bring in Ubuntu, which I have running in a virtual machine over here, and I'm going to open a terminal. I'm going to show you how easy it is to install and uninstall developer tools, and in fact most of the tools on Linux, but especially for developer tools, because they're all published to a repository, to repositories online, and there's an easy way to retrieve them. So first of all, I already have it installed. And what it allows me to do is I can type curl and then any URL like google.com, for example, and then a request comes back. So this is the HTML, a response comes back. This is the HTML that actually comes to the browser. So my browser would do the same thing. It would go to google.com, it would see this, but then it would notice, oh, okay, there's an A tag in there, and it redirects to this because I'm in Germany. Okay, so what I'm going to show you, actually, let me make it a bit bigger. Hold up, like that. Okay. So let me show you how easy it is to uninstall and install it back on Ubuntu. So all we need to do is to do as a super user, apt-get is the name of the tool, and all we need to say is remove, and then say yes to everything, and then the name of the program. Enter the password, and now it's gone in a few seconds. Okay, it's gone. So now if I say curl google.com, nothing is happening. Okay, and this is how easy to install it back. apt-get install instead of remove. Say yes to everything, curl or CURL, and now it's installed in just a few seconds. Curl google.com, and it works. Okay, so first of all, we're going to play on Ubuntu with curl, and then I'm going to show you how to install it on Windows, and I'm going to demonstrate how more painful it is. Okay, so all we need to do is we need to say curl, and then we need to set a header because we're making a post request, and we need the Discord API. Actually, let me show you that. If we go to my browser, let's just Google Discord API. click the first one, which is discordapp.com/developer/docs intro, and we go to webhook, and we scroll down to execute webhook. So this box says that they accept form post requests and also JSON, and this is why we have to explicitly say that what we're sending is JSON. Okay, so over here we have to set the content type colon application JSON. Did it also spell it out? No, it doesn't, but basically it's a very common thing. Okay, and then we need to post data, and because we're using this D flag, we don't have to tell curl that this is not a GET request, that this is a POST request, because it just it can infer it from the fact that we're using the data flag. Okay, and over here we use the single quotes, and then inside of the single quotes we send JSON. So if you've never seen JSON, this might look a bit cryptic, but if you have seen JSON, it's super simple. Okay, so it's just an object encapsulated with in curly braces, and then inside of it you have key value pair separated with a column. So on the left hand side you have a key, and on the right hand side you have a value. And the thing about JSON is that you have to have a key in the double quotes, and you have to have the value also in double quotes. So if I post this to our webhook URL, let me copy it. I'm gonna copy that. Let me bring in Ubuntu over here. I'm gonna paste it over here. So this is what we're doing, right? Curl header JSON data key value, and we post it to this URL. So let me bring in Discord. Let me have it in the background. Okay, so if I did everything right, if I as soon as I'm gonna press enter, the bot is going to post the message to the announcement channel, and nothing happened. I cannot post an empty message. Okay, so when I was demonstrating how JSON works, I forgot that the Discord API actually expects a certain key, so we can't just send anything. So all we need to do is we need to replace key over here with content. Okay, and by the way, if you're doing the same thing with Slack, all you need to do is to replace it, I believe, with text. I think it's text. Okay, so if we use content over here, we press enter, and now it posted the message, right? Okay, so the reason why I'm showing it to you in Ubuntu, well, the reason number 2 is that in most scripting languages like Bash or Python and JavaScript, you can decide which quotes you want to use, right? So over here, this is JSON, so we can't choose different ones over here. But over here, see, for the header, we chose the regular quotes. Well, actually, we chose the double quotes, and over here, we chose these quotes. Okay, and I believe if we wanted to use these ones, we would need to escape these ones. So hold on, let me click. I don't like this white line. Okay, we need to escape these ones because otherwise the parser would not know where they end. Okay, so because it needs to read from here to here, so it needs to understand that we want to escape these. So we want to send them as is, and I believe this should still work. Let me change the message to something else. Let's say message. Okay, it still works. Okay, and I'm showing it to you because on Windows you don't have this this opportunity to use single quotes, right? So you can't do this. So cannot send an empty message because now we don't have to escape the double quotes. All right, like that, like that, like that, like that. Okay, so now it works again. Okay, so that's it for Ubuntu. So now I'm going to show you how to install it on Windows. So what we need to do is we need to go to the URL curl.haxx.se and go to download over here. And what you will see is a bunch of versions, and we need to scroll down because we're on Windows. There we go, Windows 64, and it's packaged in different formats. So there's cab, there's zip, there's 7-zip, and so on. But there's also an MSI, which is a bit of an older version, but it doesn't really matter. What we're doing is it existed 30 years ago. Okay, so we just click on 7.46. And by the way, installing it is not a big deal. It's just finding it is a bit more complicated in Windows. So then we say that we're not a robot, and yeah, see, like this is exactly why we're here, because I wanted to show you how painful it is. Now I have to mark all the roads, because I'm not a robot. There's a bit of a road over here. There's a road over here, road over here, and yeah, let's see. Okay, it worked. And now we have to click on curl 7460 win64exe. In fact, I believe I actually have it installed. Let me uninstall it real quick. See URL over here, uninstall. Yes, just go. Come on, it's a tiny tool, just go. Bye-bye. Wow. Like, see this, that's what I'm talking about. What did it need to do for so long? Okay, click over here. The install is simple, as I said. Just accept everything, install, and that's it. It's installed. So if we, let me minimize that. So if you press, man, so many tools. So if you press Windows R and just type in cmd, the console is open, and I would say curl google.com. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna post, I'm just gonna copy what we did in Ubuntu. Let's replace the message with, I don't know, message from Windows. Okay, and also notice I can't press enter over here. Oh, actually, this time it worked. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so it sent the message from Windows. Also, by the way, if you're in Windows, there are many alternative Windows terminals. So this is just a default one that I use for demonstration purposes. I'm sure that other terminals would allow you to do what I just explained, to use, you know, regular quotes over here. All right. Anyway, so curl doesn't like. Well, it's not curl. It's a terminal that doesn't like it. But as I said, you know, if you want to develop under Windows, there's still hope, because there are a bunch of alternative terminals. Like there's one called Terminator. There's one called, I think, Lambda Bash. Doesn't matter. Anyway, for the rest of the video, we're not going to use curl anyway. So let me just close the terminal. So what we're going to use is a tool called Postman, and this is the tool that most people use these days for playing around with HTTP APIs. So if we just go to getpostman.com, and they have the apps over here. Also, you can scroll down, and there's a download button over here, and then it shows all the apps that they have. There's one for Mac, Windows, and Linux. They also have a Chrome app. But if I zoom in a bit, it's going to be deprecated probably by the time when this video is going to come out. In fact, until I started recording this video, I was using the Chrome app, and then I wanted to give you the URL, so I googled it, and I realized that the Chrome app is going to die. So I installed the one for Windows. It's a simple installer, so I'm not going to show how to install it. I already have it installed, so it's going to open in a few seconds, and you can sign in with Google, or you can create an account. It's all for free. Okay, let me close that one. So what we need to do is we need to say post over here. And then we need to copy our webhook, copy to here. Then we need to go to headers, and that's you know, the beauty of UI tools. You know, they get auto completion. Well, technically, you know, even terminal tools have auto completion. But over here, I can just say content type. And over here, I can just say JSON, and it's going to give me application JSON, and that's it. All we need to do now is we need to go to body and say that we're sending raw JSON, right? And actually, let me go to settings, and where is it? Settings. Let me change the font to 28. All right. So all we need to do here is we just need to send content and hello from Postman. And I like to have a space here. All right, hello from Postman. Let me bring in, let me make this smaller, like that. Let me bring in Discord. Actually, maybe let's do that. So Discord is on the left and Postman is on the right. Okay, so now we just need to press send, and it worked. Okay, hello from Postman. Okay, so what we want now is we want to post not just hello from Postman here, but we want to post some YouTube video, and we're going to see how it's going to be rendered. Okay, so I'm not going to take my video because that would be lame. I'm just going to take a video from a guy called Brad Traversy, and he has a channel called Traversy Media. And if you're since I'm already talking about front end stuff like HTTP requests and stuff, I'm going to mention his channel. He's a really cool guy. I really love his attitude, which is one of the reasons why I'm making free promotions for him. And his community loves him. Like, check it out. 806 likes on a video that came out like a few weeks ago. Has a bunch of subscribers. And yeah, so if you're interested in front-end web development, check out his channel. We're going to see a link a bit later. So this is the video, and this is how it's called, JavaScript DOM Crash Course Part 1. So let's just copy that and put it into Postman over here. And we're mimicking Twitter, right? So what you know, YouTube Twitter integration was doing is name, colon, space, and then the link itself. That's the link over here. And now when we post it, it should look like that. So this is how Discord renders URL. So it understands that it came from YouTube. So it has a link here to YouTube itself. Let's click on that actually, youtube.com. It has a link to the channel. It's youtube.com/user/techguyweb. And it has obviously the link to the actual video. And also if you click on that icon over here, it's going to be the same. It's a link to the video. And let me start closing them, just eating my bandwidth for no reason. And also it's possible to play the video inside of Discord, which is kind of cool. And also from here you can again escape to YouTube, you know, similar way. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to show you is that if I post a markdown message to Discord is actually going to ignore it. Actually, hold up, let me go to settings and go to appearance and increase the font scaling. Okay, so if I do something like this over here, right? I have some URL like devinsideyou.com, and over here I'm going to have a description. Discord is just going to ignore it, but it's not going to ignore it if I send it. If we send it from JSON, from the webhook. So if I'm going to say after the link, whoa, what just happened? I just pressed space. All right, okay, so space, let's say via, and that thing over here. As you can see, what happened is that it rendered as a link, right? So it rendered dev inside you, but behind it is a link. Okay, so if I click on it, it says, hold up, links are spoopy. This link goes to devinsideyou.com. Are you sure you want to go there? Yep, I'm sure. And as of right now, devinsideyou.com redirects straight to my channel. So, so it worked. Unfortunately, when I was playing around with this, it rendered it here, but it did not render it over here, right? So I'm going to show you this. This was my test server. And this is what it was doing. See, it was saying via dev inside you, the same as before, but it didn't render it here. And I'm guessing that, first of all, maybe it's because the video was also from somehow tied to dev inside you, or maybe that was a bug that they fixed by now, which is kind of unfortunate, right? So so in our case, what we're going to do is we're just going to remove that. Okay. All right, so that's all about Discord and posting links to Discord. This is how they're getting rendered, and this is exactly what we want, right? Okay, so all that's left to do is to make this all of this magic happen automatically. And usually how you would do it, you would have a server somewhere, right, that you would have to, you know, to run somewhere, and you pay for it, and you would write a tiny application that would sit over there all the time. It would accept user requests where people would be able to, you know, to sign up, probably, you know, with OS2 with their YouTube accounts. Okay, and you know, there would be some sort of interface where they would be able to put in their webhook, and what your bot will do is, you know, it would make those HTTP post requests. Fortunately, these days, you know, we live in the world of the Internet of Things. There's this platform called Ifttt, which stands for if this then that. So what they're doing is actually exactly the same. They take two APIs and they clash them together, right? So one API is called the trigger. In our case, it's YouTube. So whenever new video is posted to YouTube, we want to fire an event, and the event is going to be to make a webhook post request to Discord. Right, so this is Ifttt, and it has already a bunch of applets that you can use. And in fact, in my other video, the one that is for YouTubers, I show how to create an applet that we're creating over here for the individual YouTubers. So what I wanted to do here is I wanted to show you the platform. So there's also Ifttt Platform, right? And it says, one connection, countless possibilities. So this is actually for companies like, YouTube itself, or Discord, or, Spotify, and whatever. So what they can do is they can come and pay like 200 or, $500 a month, and they can create their own integrations. So recently they opened it, however, for makers. So see, are you an individual looking to build and publish applets? Become a maker. And that's exactly what we're doing. So what they're saying is that for makers, it's for free. But it turns out, see, it says, what is a maker? A maker is for regular individual users who want access to more sophisticated applet building tools. Makers can build and publish applets that work with the services on Ifttt, but they cannot publish their own services. And this is the problem. Like, I thought that we would be able to publish it because Ifttt already has an integration for YouTube, and it already has an integration for webhooks. So in fact, we're not going to write any of our own code, but Ifttt is still not going to allow us to publish that. Doesn't matter though. This is a this is a tutorial video. This is for you guys to learn. So I still decided to do it. In fact, I recorded it already once, and then I was so upset that I didn't realize before that it wouldn't be possible to publish it. I decided, whatever, I have a channel for people to learn and not for publishing things. So I decided to record it again. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to dashboard. So basically, you just create an account not only with Ifttt, but also with Ifttt Platform. And over here, you're just going to say new applet. And as a trigger, we're going to use YouTube, as I already said. And if you watch my other video for YouTubers, when we were creating an applet for ourselves, so not on platform, but on actual ifttt.com, as soon as we said YouTube, a pop-up came with, connect to YouTube, and this is exactly what we don't want to have here. We want to create an applet here, and then our users, who are YouTubers, they're going to connect with their YouTubes. Okay. Unfortunately, again, we're not going to be able to publish this. I'm going to be the only one who can use it, but there's no reason for it. All right. So the event, the trigger event is going to be new public video uploaded by you. Okay, and also what platform allows you to do is to insert some filter code between the trigger and the event. I believe it's JavaScript code or maybe TypeScript code. In our case, we're not going to use it over here, but if you're building something more sophisticated, this would be the place to put it in. Okay, so our action is going to be a webhook. Webhooks over here, and the only thing that we can do with a webhook is we can make a web request. So we're pretending like it was actually possible to publish this thing in the end, okay? So the URL field label is not hidden from user. It's going to be chosen by user. So there are always like two options. Is it something that we are going to provide, or is it something that the user is going to provide? And also, if we're saying that it's something the user can provide, then we can replace the label. We can say Discord channel webhook. And also we can provide a default, but there's no sensible default in this case. Okay, so the method is going to be hidden from the user, and it's going to be post, right? Because it's always post. And the content type is also hidden from the user, and it's going to be JSON. So as a body, which is, well, this is a thing here, right? So it can be completely hidden from the user, right? Because most YouTubers are not programmers, so they don't understand that they need to use proper syntax for JSON here, that they need to do this and that, and that this has to be content, and that they can insert whatever they want over here. But it can also be chosen by user, and this can be the default. And this is also a kind of cool way, because what they can do then is they can modify the message, right? So instead of having it to set to some video name and colon space video link, they can actually decide what they want to have here. In any case, when we were doing it from Postman or from curl, we had the name of the video hard coded, and the link obviously also hard coded. But over here we don't have to, because we have based on that trigger over here, we have ingredients over here. So we can say add ingredient, and I have no idea why I can't click on it over here. You can't use ingredients in action fields chosen by the user. Okay, so then I have to hide it from the user. Okay, so add ingredient, and now we can say what is it, title, and then colon space and the URL. Okay, So as you can see, Ifttt itself is still a bit limited. They have been around for a few years already, but it still it still feels like a startup. Okay, I don't know why it created a space over here. I don't want a space over here. All right, so that's all we have: content, title, URL, and we can have a title. What is it? Automatically post new public YouTube videos to a Discord, not just to Discord, to Discord. Okay, and upload description is same thing. Automatically post new public YouTube videos to Discord. Yeah, that's it. We can also say read more about webhooks over here, and let's put in actually let's put in Discord webhooks. There used to be there was a here intro to webhooks. Let's have that. It's like a tiny intro. Let's have that over there. Okay, and also we can choose a logo, YouTube or webhooks. I think YouTube looks kind of better. Okay, and now we save it. So now we have it in our dashboard over here, and we can still edit it, and we can also, if we want to test it, we can also enable it on Ifttt, but it will remain private. So I'm going to be the only person who can test it. And by the way, in order to test it, I actually need to publish a video. Okay, so assuming that it was possible to publish, which is not, you see it says this applet is private and uses one or more services that prevent it from being published. It can only be accessed by you. So yeah, unfortunately I can't click on that publish button. Okay, but if I could, then this is how it would look for the user. This would be the title, automatically post new public YouTube videos to Discord. This would be the description with a link. It would say buy dev inside you, and it would be possible to turn it on. And once you turn it on, this is how you configure it. It would say make a web request, and over here, all our users would need to do is to post to put a Discord channel webhook into that field, and that's it. And they would click save, and then a YouTube authentication pop-up would come up, and they will be able to log in and stuff. Okay, so we're actually at the end of the video. I tried to make it as fast as possible because, again, this whole thing could have been recorded in just a few minutes, as I did in my other one. So if you're just a YouTuber and you don't care about all the things that happen in the background, just watch my other video. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to this channel if you are a programmer and if you want to see how cool things like this are built, and also how to learn a few skills obviously related to programming. This was Vlad, devinsider.com. Cheers.